YouTube or Facebook.
Do wherever you think. But can you tag me or tell me if I should just put it somewhere?
I think so. Let's do it. Hold on. You are live. We're live right now, but it doesn't care. I think I could be wrong, but I think at the end of the broadcast, it gives you an option of where to. Oh no, but if we were live, then we would be able to be on Facebook looking at people responding to us right now.
Oh,
I mean, we're live on YouTube, but that's not where we have our audience.
Oh, we have some audience there.
And this is about to be riveting, so I feel like it should be on Facebook.
It's about to be riveting.
But we can record it and then put it on Facebook. Like it's recording now. Like we did do it right last week, but
we're doing the best we can. Every day it'll get more and more clear.
Totally. Initially, when I was like learning this, I was like, let's do it where no one will see it, just because I don't know what I'm doing yet. But I'm getting a little bit more savvy. But Sandra Valls, whose birthday was yesterday, by the way,
we love you.
Is giving me a little tutorial on how to post this on Facebook, because then you can do all kinds of stuff streaming along the bottom. And so I have a conference call on Friday with a person from StreamYard, just about how to navigate this channel. I mean, I'm paying for the channel now, like the upgraded version, and I'm not utilizing like how to make it awesome, but like we would be able to do things like show pictures of you. Like if we did something funny and I wanted to show an old school picture of you, we'd be able to pop it up on the screen or have it scroll along. Like I don't know how to do any of that yet, but I'm paying for the ability to do that. That's what this means.
We can like have our own sex tapes.
Yeah, we could do snippets of our sex tapes. But yeah, Whitney Houston used to be my higher power initially. When I got like seriously crazy shit would happen. Like there was this one time when I first got clean and I was a nanny and I was losing it, Jackie. Like I was losing it. Like I was ready to strangle this kid. And seriously, out of nowhere, like Whitney Houston's voice like came in out of like I wasn't thinking about any Whitney Houston songs.
Wait,
and then
a light shone on you. It got brighter. A light got brighter on you.
What about now? My lighting sucks today.
No, your lighting is great, but I'm just saying when you said that, a light like wait till you play it back. It's unbelievable. Okay, go on. I'm so excited about this.
So literally, like I was ready to strangle this kid, and I was like, "Oh my God, please help me!" And then literally out of nowhere, with no context, hadn't listened to Whitney Houston in years, I hear, "I believe the children are the future," like playing in my head while I'm about to strangle this kid, right? And then, like seriously, let them lead the way, or whatever the words are. And I'm like, seriously, I start singing this song, and I'm like, really find all the beauty they possess inside right before I'm about to strangle this kid. A Whitney Houston song about loving the light in children happens to come into my head. Like that's my higher power. And I was like, oh my God, Whitney Houston's my higher power. I had no idea.
Was she dead then?
Yes. Yeah.
Give us a sense. I mean, do you know who Poppy Champlin is?
Totally.
She and I mean, spent days and days where I would ride on our handlebars of her bike, and we would ride around, and anytime we saw two kids together, like little kids, we would scream, "We believe the children are," and the kids would be like, "Oh, make them stop."
That's so funny. Like, why does that song come into our head?
Yeah,
I love Poppy Champlin. I just recently saw her do a comedy set on Women on a Roll for Andrea Meyerson, and it was the funniest shit ever because I guess she couldn't something was wrong with her computer, so she had to do it in her bedroom. Literally was doing this Zoom comedy show in her bedroom, and she started her set by saying, "God, this is the first time I've ever had 176 women in my bedroom all at once." And I was like dying. I was like, that's a strong lead-in, Poppy. Yeah, that's a strong lead-in.
That's a really good one. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? So Whitney Houston, I was just listening to her music, and I was just like, it's so sad because she had such faith. She had a higher power, but she thought that higher power was condemning, and she thought that higher power hated gays. So she thought. So I just saw an interview with Robin, I guess was her name, the woman that she had an affair with. Not an affair with, but who she was with. And she broke up with her because she said it wasn't God's thing. And they would just talk to each other through a Bible. But they it's just crazy that if she was allowed to be herself, she would probably be alive right now. But she can maneuver through us, kind of. Like I feel like she through this whole pandemic. The theme of my pandemic, the song I listen to the most is "Bring Me a Higher Love" by Whitney Houston.
Yes,
and I go out,
a version of it too right now.
And I go outside and I dance and I look up, like Whitney brings me there.
Music brings me there. It really does. Like not that this is probably not an appropriate segue. It doesn't have to do with Whitney Houston, but I was like writing new comedy the other day and I'm like, I need something, like I want to write something about like social distancing. And again, do you know what freaking, I have the song, I'm going to play it for you right now. The social distancing song of our future. We didn't even know it was part of our future. But I'm like, I want to write something about social distancing, and literally this song comes on and play the background. Are you ready for it? Can you hear it?
No.
It's a classic. Oh, it's coming, Jackie. Oh, come on. Oh, it's getting better. Don't worry. Here it comes. The anticipation is excellent. Come on.
Don't stand so close to me.
Yes, by the police.
So good.
How perfect is this for a social distancing song?
It's so good. This is the song.
I feel like this should be the background to our entire thing, New Normal. I was like, who knew that he was foreshadowing?
And synchronicity.
And now I've been singing it. When I'm in a grocery store, I start singing this song to people. Don't stand
so. I point to like the arrows. Don't stand so.
Do we have the rights to play this right now? I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't worry, please. We're giving you all of the credit.
We do have the rights. We do have the rights. Don't stand still.
So good. I just want to play it.
So good. Wait, can I tell you where else they were ahead of their time? The song Synchronicity. Because did you know there's no such thing as coincidence anymore? Like it's all called synchronicity.
Oh.
Because there's no such thing as a coincidence. Like it's all in physics, quantum physics.
Wait, will you send it to me? Do I know this song?
The song
I feel like I look 40 today, but I'm kind of embracing it. Girl, look I'm letting myself go gray. Talk about the new normal. I'm like, you know what?
Never normal.
Never normal? Oh, I think
you're not gray, and you look like you're 20, so nobody.
I love it. No, but I've decided not to attach shame anymore to my age because so many women in society do
your age.
I'm embracing it. I think I have to edit our stream because I put new normal, which is stupid. It's never normal.
Never normal. I'm almost the age, not almost, but I felt like when Whitney Houston died, she was really old, and now I'm like close to her age.
Jackie, you're stunningly gorgeous.
Can you believe it? How did Whitney Houston do it?
I don't know. But you want to hear something exciting? Guess what next Friday is?
All right, it's not your birthday because that just happened.
It's sort of my birthday.
Oh, sober birthday. How much time?
Yeah, all of 7 years. I'll have 7 years next Friday. I mean, there's no advances. God willing, I'll have 7 years.
God willing, 7 years. I have faith in you. 7 years. Congratulations.
That's
the best thing about being sober. You look forward to birthdays now.
Totally.
And you really
and now we have two. How cool are we that we get to have two birthdays? Unless of course you got sober on your actual birthday, but that's just dumb. If there's one perk about being an alcoholic, it's that we get two birthdays. So why would you get sober on your birthday?
And also you look forward to your sober birthday because you're wiser. The longer, I was so happy when I was 1 year sober, and I was like, I'm never going to be this happy again. But every year I'm like, how much wiser am I from last year? Like, you just get so much wiser because you only age up to where you started drinking. So like, I'm basically,
which was 15.
I'm 16 now. Like, I'm 16, and that's true.
Yeah, I was basically high from like 15 to 33.
Jesus' age, see? Born, she rose from the dead.
But I did a lot of cocaine, so I think it pickled me.
Yeah, good idea. I did a lot of cocaine too.
By the way, I manage Starbucks on the side. Somebody left cocaine on my counter and then stole all of our tips the other day. And I was like, I did have that moment where I'm like, God, really? Like, I'm about to celebrate an anniversary in like 8 days, and you have to like cocaine is just conveniently like a bag of Coke literally left on the countertop at Starbucks. I find myself flushing it, and I'm like, I have cocaine in my hand. Like, I literally actually have it in my hand with almost 7 years clean. This is cocaine. I don't know why that's cocaine. That's weird.
I like it. It's like a pocket of cocaine. Well, when I was cleaning up, I found like a bag of pot that I didn't know I had. I was
That's like, so scary, right? You're like, what is happening?
It's in your hand, and you're just like, everything can change in 1 second.
But then I also had that moment after I flushed it that I was like, what if this guy comes back with like a gun to be like, where are my drugs? And I'd flushed it. And I'm like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Nah, that's the right thing.
Then I'm like, no, Renee, that's your disease talking, telling you to hold on to it. Fool me once.
When the guy comes back, you're like, I'm 6 years sober, almost 7 years. He's like, all right.
Yeah.
He's like, you have a point. That's good.
How excited are we about this election? Are you excited? I love all of your posts. I love Kamala Harris so.
I love her. I want to marry her. I like pretending that she's our president.
Yeah, well, you know what's the great thing? This is controversial for me to say this, but Joe Biden's like 78 years old. Like, he totally could croak in the first couple of years, and then she will be our first female president.
I think that he'll last the 4 years, and then she'll run, and she'll be president.
That would work.
But I don't care either way. But there are people.
I'm not wishing that Joe Biden does, but I'm just saying, like, he would be the oldest person who would be president like ever in our history.
Some people think that the Republicans are going to kill Trump because they don't think he's going to win, so that Mike Pence can run.
Dude, that would be kind of, awful, but very, very apropos, if you will, since he is a citizen.
But Joe, like our side, I go insane over people that don't want to vote because they're such Bernie fans. Like, you fucking vote. That's like killing yourself because you don't want to age.
Totally. And you know what the thing is? Like, people are like, oh, I don't like Joe Biden. And, I didn't want another straight white man to be running for president. And I was like, look, Joe Biden's not my number one, too. But we're not really voting for Joe Biden. We're voting for Bader Ginsburg's replacement.
Yes.
That's what we're voting for. Because, we're holding her up like Weekend at Bernie's at this point. You know what I mean? Where you're like, please, Ruth, hang on. Please, I need you. Just get 72 days. We just gotta
keep her up.
And then we just prop her up, like, seriously. Whatever you gotta do.
It's like a mic stand under her dress, so she's just like
whatever we can do. We love it.
Yeah. But people will use any Republicans are just like, yes, no, like, their candidate could do no wrong. They're voting for them regardless. Where we pick apart our own candidates. Like, shut the hell up. Like, that's not what we're doing right now. Like that's fine to do up until the end, but then no more. You know that?
Yeah, exactly. Like now we're
Joe Biden apart right now. Like he's a god to us right now, no matter what. Like
yeah.
Joe Biden.
Yes.
But like to what you were saying, there's people that are like, oh, I don't know, like he's so old he might die. Who cares?
Yeah, Kamala Harris is our backup, dude. This is who cares?
Yeah.
Anything is better than a sociopath like Trump. Like seriously, anything.
There's nothing Joe Biden could do right now that I wouldn't vote for him.
Yeah. Joe Biden could shoot Trump in the middle of Fifth Avenue and I would still
I'd be like, can I vote yet? I'm voting now.
I know. Seriously. It's one of the, but what's scary is like the same sort of is true about Trump. Like there's nothing that he could do or say or not do or say. Like the people who like Trump are just going to vote for Trump. Like there's his policy, not that he has policies, but that's the most frightening is what he's done or not done, like literally has been irrelevant.
Yeah. They'll just vote for him. And that's how we have to be right now about Joe Biden.
Agree.
So it's interesting that like what is great about us is what is also our downfall. What's great about us is we want people to be ethical and moral, but to our downfall, then we don't vote. Then people don't vote, and we get lunatics in the office. Like
and sometimes it's like it's so true, and even just like basic things like without even knowing the whole template of who a person is. Any person who is a candidate that's going to represent a citizenry and can talk about somebody aside from themselves is like huge. Would you think that would be just the fact that Joe Biden can have a conversation where it doesn't turn into I statements is like enough for me right now. Like I don't think Trump ever understood that being president is like the ultimate public servant position.
Yeah.
Like, you're a public servant, you fucktard. Wait, are we allowed to say fucktard?
I really feel like we could go up to him right now and be like, you've been punked, you were never president the whole time. And part of him would be like, oh, this makes sense. That makes more sense.
that makes way more sense. And then like Hillary comes out behind the thing and is like, surprise!
Yeah. We're
just trying to set the next generations up for a lot of success. We were worried. Yeah. Oh, that's good stuff. See, this is a funny moment where if I learned how to use StreamYard, where I would have put up images of like I have ideas for like Hillary's mock book about like that. There's a mock book about an autobiography that's not a real autobiography that has a really funny picture about Trump being president, written by Hillary Clinton, and I would have scrolled that across the screen right now. So here it is. It would have been appropriate for what we were just talking about.
I feel like it's more fun you explaining it instead.
Totally. We're improvising.
But you know what? We'd be improvising.
Yeah, and sometimes you just show up, right? By the way, speaking of showing up, what is in your background? I'm really curious. I feel like somebody is about to pop up in a different.
Don't you wish?
I feel like somebody's going to come out behind with like a wardrobe change.
I want that. No, I got green. I'm painting it gold. It's not all the way gold yet.
I love it. I like this background. I like that you switch it up. I feel like maybe next week I should switch it up. Although, want to hear something really cool? So my agency, I've been doing this like Pride Comedy Bingo thing, and they're sending me actual like green screens, so it doesn't matter what environment I'm in, where it doesn't, because when you superimpose it, it makes the actual face look all pixelated. So they're actually sending me green screens for like the studio, but I can use it for us too. So
that's great.
And then it doesn't matter where I'm actually sitting.
Wow. I like that background. I like that that's room's all blue.
Yeah, and look, my guitar. Wait, I went the wrong way. My guitar's in the background because I've been trying to write music. Although I'm having that like thing. I did not realize that my thumb is too high on the back of my guitar, and so like, okay, so basically I'm self-taught from like YouTube, but I've been playing now for like 6 years, so I'm self-taught incorrectly, and I didn't realize that one of the reasons I can't do any bar chords is because my thumb is too high up on like the barrel of the guitar, so I can't like flatten my finger. You can't see my hands right now, but I can't like flatten my fingers along the guitar because my thumb is not far enough back. Do you see what I'm saying? Like it's up too high. And
you're trained to have it that way, so you can't change it.
I mean, I can. It's just I have to change the muscle memory in my hand. So I've been lowering my thumb on the base of the guitar, but now I feel like all of a sudden I cannot play it. Like I'm plucking the wrong strings and like my chords are all jacked up because I inadvertently have the muscle memory of holding the guitar incorrectly. So like I have to undo that muscle memory. Does that make sense?
Wow, yeah, definitely. I
But
feel
I
like
have to like do it. If not, I can't get better. Like I can't finger pick or do bar chords, and that's because I'm holding the instrument wrong. Like the flexibility in my fingers. So this kid that's like teaching me, he's like 22 years old. He's like teaching me like back to basics because I'm like I want to get better, but I don't know why I can't. He's like that's why. Is like you're holding right. It's not problematic. The four chords that I play, like it's I can hold the guitar that way and play those four chords. But if I want to like broaden my spectrum, like I can't hold the guitar that way, or because I can't, like the chords that I play now spatially, it's not that difficult. So that's why my thumb almost doesn't matter. But if I'm going to do bar chords, like that's what it looks like. And
could can you play a ukulele?
maybe that's 4-string, right? Probably, maybe. I bet I could. I mean, I must say, I'm sort of impressed that I was self-taught. I literally just watched YouTube videos, but it was because I was a comedian. Like when I had this idea my ex-girlfriend bought me this guitar behind me did I ever tell you this story? For my 30th birthday. And I did not start playing until I was 34. So it sat around for 4 years. And this guy was coming to fix our plumbing at my old apartment. And that guitar was just hanging up on the wall like a decoration. And he was like, that's a Martin, and like Googled the brand or whatever and showed me on his phone. And he's like, that's a $3,400 guitar. And I'm like, it is? I didn't know. Like Sherry had gotten it at like an auction. It was like neither one of us knew I was playing a $3,400 instrument.
Wow.
But he said to me, he was a musician, and he was like, as a musician, you either have to sell that or learn how to play it. But that is like a disgrace to have that beautiful of an instrument sitting on your wall.
Wow.
And I was like, out of respect for the instrument, I'm going to learn how to play it. And that's kind of like how I started playing the guitar, because I always wanted to, which is why I asked for it for a gift. But like I didn't know where to begin. And so then I'm like, okay, I'll just like go to YouTube and like try to teach myself. And then because I was a comic, I'm like, I can add into my shtick that I'm not good at playing guitar. Like I didn't have to be an avid musician to just try to play with it on stage.
Yeah.
And that became my thing, is that I was like the person that couldn't play guitar that was trying to play guitar. That was the bit. But like now that 4 years have gone by, I feel this pull to evolve. And now I like actually want to play it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now like I think I need to let go of that bit and like actually become a musician. Because I'm scared of breaking it, Jackie.
I have a guitar too that the saxophone player from the Mighty Mighty Bosstones gave me.
Whoa, that's hot.
But I never learned. So how long
You always can. Do I play with
how long did it take you to learn?
How long did it take me to learn to be able to play an actual song? Like a year before I could play like a basic song, like a 2-chord.
And how often did you rehearse?
15 minutes a day. I just picked it up. My first guitar teacher, because I took a couple of lessons and then I couldn't afford them anymore. She's like, if you just pick up your instrument every single day and just do exercises for 15 minutes a day, you'll develop the calluses just in your fingers so that it doesn't hurt to practice. She's like, even if you're sitting in front of the TV and you're not playing, but you're just holding the instrument and making it a part of like brushing your teeth daily. And so for my first year, that was my goal. I'm just going to pick this instrument up 15 minutes a day. That's it. And I wasn't actually playing anything.
So I have a ukulele too that I got from my ex. Now, the question is, do you think I should learn the ukulele or the guitar?
From what I hear, if you play any string instrument, even going from like a 4-string to a 6-string, it's easy to assimilate to the next instrument. So I feel like if you own a ukulele, start there, and it'll probably be very easy for you to pick up a guitar later. But I don't know. I'm
I know I'm not going to later be like Renee.
But I even noticed, like, I've been learning a few songs on keyboard, and just now that I know how to read music and I've translated like learning music on paper, I can even, and that's not even a string instrument. Like I can play a couple of songs on keyboard now, which I never thought that I would be able to do.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and nothing fancy. Like literally, I'm talking like "Happy Birthday," but I'm just saying, like,
Let's write a song for the next Never Normal.
Okay.
I'll learn one chord and play the one chord over and over. And
You just want.
it'll be a 2-minute song. We can't kill people with this.
We really could. You know what we should learn, because I've already spoofed it before. I did a Trump parody song, Buffalo Springfield's For What It's Worth. I turned that is literally just A and E minor are the only two chords in that entire song.
Okay.
So as far as like learning a song, it's a great song to learn. And like, if you've ever listened to Buffalo Springfield's For What It's Worth, actually there's a D in it too, but it's a 3-chord song, and it's really funny, and it's a very easy song to parody. And I've actually parodied it a number of times. It could be a really easy like
So wait, I'm
template.
writing it down so that I have it for next time. It's A.
It's A, E minor, and D are the only chords in that song.
Okay, I'll learn it with my ukulele.
For What It's Worth, and it like even the original sort of speaks to what's going on in our society. It's about society being broken, but For What It's Worth was written during Vietnam, and so it weirdly translates.
All right, I'm excited for us. This is gonna be good.
Yes,
I named my ukulele Saint Hildegard.
Who's Saint Hildegard?
We never learned about it. I'm furious. I went to 12 years of Catholic school and nobody told us about Saint Hildegard. I found, I don't know how, on Amazon, I came across a doc about her, and I just put it on, and she's amazing. She's like the most amazing woman on the planet. She did a lot for women's rights. She sang. She was like,
that's probably why we don't learn about her.
Yeah, nobody. So I named the ukulele.
I'm Catholic too, and I've never heard about her.
Yeah, it's really poor that we don't know about it. Like you've got to watch the documentary. There's actually 3 documentaries about it on Amazon.
Will you send me a link? I want to know.
Yeah, it's so good. It's riveting. It's so good.
You're so cute. Oh, you funny girl. You're funny. I'm excited to like learn this platform a little bit more. See, sometimes you just have to show up, because like the first 2 times I was so overwhelmed by what we were doing. That's just my stuff, you know? And now that I'm like I'm hungry to learn more about it. And other like message of the day to whoever's watching, support other artists, because I've been watching other artists that use this platform, and then it's with their own stuff, and then it's just inspiring me to learn, because I see how effective they're being with it. So like, we never know what we're gonna get by like supporting other people's stuff too.
Yeah. Art, support women. Women, we love women. I'm singing.
You're so cute. We're doing 30 minutes today, right?
Yeah. How much time has it been? It's been 30 minutes, I think.
It's been 27 minutes and 13 seconds. I just want to make sure we're on track, because
should we tell everybody to write in with questions and we'll answer them?
Yes, everybody write in with questions. It can be on whatever. I mean, this theme is really supposed to be about the election, but if
I'm not going to pervert it,
everybody be converted. And Jackie will read off the questions, because she's the master of the question reading.
Yeah. We do best worth advice.
Oh yeah, best advice.
You can ask us questions about us. You can ask questions about dating. You can ask questions about. I have to cough. You continue.
Oh no, Jackie has to cough. I hope it's not coronavirus.
No, it's not.
I don't think that it is. Go.
And then we're going to give best and worst advice, best and worst answers to it.
So ask something riveting so we can give you a really great answer.
Yeah. But we love giving dating advice too.
I love giving dating advice because I'm really bad at it. I mean, no. Especially because Jackie and I are single. We like to. I mean, we're both dating, right?
Yeah.
I put that in quotes because who knows what that means in quarantine.
I'm a master at dating.
I'm a master of dating.
And social distancing.
And social don't stand so. Don't so to me. It's 3:33. Make a wish. Aren't you supposed to make a wish when it's
yeah.
I did it.
We're angels.
We are angels. We're miracles too.
We are. That's what's funny about your lookalike, Sarah Silverman. Both of the names of her specials, and I saw one of them be filmed. The We're Miracles. So We're Miracles and Jesus is Magic, like both those things she made sarcastic, but I'm like, I believe it.
I did too. That's funny.
Like she mentioned both sarcastic, and I'm just like, no, it's true.
But isn't that the beauty of comedy? Is there really is truth in what we're saying, like most of it, you know? But it's like, yeah, I wrote a joke the other day that I did on a live thing, and somebody actually called me racist, which but now I have to tell what the joke is because it wasn't racist. I was saying that like because I was doing an H&I panel for sobriety at like a prison, and I just had this moment where I'm always really scared of like it was a male prison, but of like white male prisoners. I'm super scared of them. And so I made a joke saying the reason why I'm so scared of white prisoners is because you know they actually did it.
Oh, that's so
good. Like that's funny. That's funny. And they were like, "That's racist." I'm like, "How is that racist?
That's not racist.
It's not racist." Like,
are you doing H&I now?
What?
Are you doing H&I now? No, right?
Yeah, on Zoom. Yeah, they have like these Zoom where they bring them into a room and like allow a computer. I mean, they're trying to improvise because people are dying.
You know, I'm part of H&I too, but I haven't been listening to the emails. I'm not listening to them. I'll do those too. Let's do one together.
Let's do it because they've just been approving it. Like the Hollywood area just approved some Zoom meetings because they're not supposed to. But it's obviously it's monitored, but it makes sense. Like no one can enter the prison right now, so they gotta improvise.
I loved it. Like I had a movie in Sundance that I wrote and starred in. I opened for Amy Schumer in Vegas, and they sang "Happy Birthday" to me in front of thousands of people. None of that gives me the excitement. And I was on Showtime with you. That talking at H&I does.
I agree.
When I leave there, when I leave the prison, I'm like, every cell in my body is lit up for like a month. I'm so excited. Then I go again. I
agree. Because I do conventions as a comic. By the way, you should do conventions as a comic too. Like, and they're all anonymous, right? None of them have ever been filmed, just out of honoring the traditions. And they're always the most rewarding sets where it's not leveraging my career. It's not, you know, the 2 standing ovations I've ever gotten a whole room have been at conventions.
I just got chills.
And it was like amazing because I was just really present and being of service to other alcoholics and addicts. Like it wasn't about like, I'm going to get a standing ovation. Like I really had this desire to be of service through my comedy. And like, when I got a standing ovation, it just shocked me. I was
That's beautiful.
Because I wasn't pining for it, you know?
Yeah. I opened for a super famous person at an NA convention, and NA wasn't my thing. But I did try. I'm like, I only did every drug I ever heard of, but I wasn't addicted to drugs. But oh my God, it's one of the most embarrassing moments of my life. So the guy I opened for, I asked if he cared if I came on to music, and he was like, no, go ahead. So I went and had music bring me on, and then I danced for a while because it gets me in the zone. So then I danced, and then after when I was done, I went back and I saw that my picture was like blown up in front of him dancing. Like it's so embarrassing. I didn't know that. Do you know what I mean? Like the backstage was like a 30-foot thing of me dancing in front of this person. Like it was all just blown up. I was so embarrassed.
I would love that. I would like to just have that be my backdrop.
I was so embarrassed.
You're funny. All right, you.
But it was a wonderful experience. Yeah. Then
nobody asked any questions, but we have to wrap it up. But I feel like next week, really like people sending questions because we're going to be on Facebook. Same show, different streaming mechanism. Yes, and we're gonna know how to do all kinds of fancy stuff. And you and I should this week like powwow on like what maybe a theme since we can bring images and stuff into it next week. I have a conference called this Friday with StreamYard, and we're gonna pimp out our channel. What?
Pimp, 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 pimp. St. Hildegard, we love you.
We love you. Bye.
Bye.